The film begins at the wedding of the daughter of the village chief named Chaudhary. Ministers attend the party because Chaudhary has extensive connections and is involved in criminal activities. Even his brothers are criminals who have escaped from prison and have formed a large gang. However, Chaudhary's daughter, named Renu, did not agree to this marriage because she loves someone else, but she was unable to object to her father's decision. Her father comes to see her after she is ready, and Renu kneels at his feet and cries because she refuses to marry. But everyone thinks these are tears of joy. Chaudhary tells her, "I have chosen a groom for you from a reputable family, and love comes after marriage." After that, the groom arrives at the party and the celebrations begin, but Renu decides to leave the party and run away with her lover, Rakesh. When Chaudhary and his brothers learn the news, they decide to set Rakesh's house on fire. Rakesh's father tells them, "I did not know that my son loves Chaudhary's daughter, and if I had known what he did, I would have killed him myself." Chaudhary's brother asks him about the 3 people in the picture with Rakesh, and the father replies that they are his friends from his college days. Chaudhary's other brother deduces that his friends must know where he has fled, so Chaudhary decides to kidnap and interrogate them. Indeed, Chaudhary's men go to kidnap the first friend, Jeets, who works as a teacher, and the second, Karan, a reckless young man who lies to girls claiming to be an actor. Chaudhary's men beat them severely and ask them about Rakesh's whereabouts, but they insist that they know nothing and that their third friend, Bablu, is the one who knows. Chaudhary wonders, who is this Bablu? His men tell him that he is the third person in the picture, but whenever they go to his house, they cannot find him. Chaudhary orders them to search for him thoroughly and kidnap him. Karan warns them, saying, "Take many men with you, because this Bablu is an army by himself." We cut to Bablu, the third friend, who is not surprised when Chaudhary's men raid his place. Chaudhary's brother asks him about Rakesh's location, saying, "We must find him because he ran away with our niece." Bablu is surprised and is about to call his friends to tell them about the situation, but they take his phone, smash it, then point a gun at him and order him to talk. Despite all this, Bablu did not get angry and took it calmly. But when a man named Gantar tried to lay a hand on him, Bablu stopped him, grabbed his hand, and said to another man named Tiny, "Choose which hand you want." When Tiny chose, Bablu struck him and knocked him to the ground, then hit the other and sent him flying. He then unleashed a beating on the rest of the men, defeating them all with great ease, showing that he is indeed a strong person that no one can overcome. He kept jumping left and right while joking, then someone hit him on the head from behind, knocking him unconscious, and they took him to their village. When Bablu wakes up, he finds himself surrounded by men dressed in white, asking him about the location of Rakesh and Renu. Bablu ignores them and asks, "Who hit me on the head from behind?" They persistently continue to ask him about Rakesh's whereabouts, so Bablu shouts at them and silences them, saying, "Your daughter surely ran away with the person she loves and wants, and she wouldn't have run away if you had let her choose her own groom." Tiny steps forward and says, "This time I won't hit you on the head, I will cut off your head." Here, Bablu realizes that this is the one who hit him on the head. Gantar tells him, "Enough chatter, and give us Rakesh's address." Bablu replies, "I don't know, but when he calls me and tells me his location, I will inform you." As he was about to leave, Chaudhary appears, and everyone bows their heads in respect for him. Chaudhary tells Bablu, "I want you to know something important. As long as I haven't found my daughter, you will remain our prisoner." Bablu is locked up with Jeets and Karan in a barn. Jeets hugs him and says, "Thank God you're here. You're the one who will save us." Bablu reassures them, saying, "Don't be afraid. As long as I'm here, no one will harm you." They then discover a fourth person with them named Kiki, but he has nothing to do with Rakesh's case. Bablu tells his 2 friends that he does not know Rakesh's location and says, "I warned you since our college days that Rakesh is a very malicious person." They ask him to help them escape, but Bablu decides to tell them a story first. He tells them that the day before, he met a very beautiful girl and fell in love with her at first sight. He noticed that her earring had fallen, so he ran to give it to her but couldn't catch up. His friends ask him for her name or where she lives, and he replies that he doesn't know. After that, he draws up an escape plan for them. The next morning, they sneak out of the barn while Chaudhary's men are asleep. Bablu's plan was to board a train and escape, but he spots Tiny, the man who hit him on the head, and decides to take revenge on him. He covers his face and hits him on the head several times. Tiny starts screaming, and Chaudhary's men wake up. Bablu runs and enters the forest, and there, By chance, he sees the same girl he saw yesterday from whom the earring had fallen. He stands watching her as she prays. The train arrives and his friends call out to him to escape, but he was frozen in his place, not moving until the train passed them and left. They go back to get Bablu, but Chaudhary's men surround them from all directions and take them back to the house. A man named Raju mocks and hits them, so Bablu pushes him, saying, "Don't do that again." Chaudhary appears and hits his brother Gantar because Bablu and his friends were about to escape. They are returned to confinement, and Bablu's friends were angry with him because he froze and kept staring at the girl. Bablu tells them, "This is the girl I told you about. When I saw her, I felt the world stop in front of me, and I could no longer see anyone or feel anything else but her." They told him, "We are in a village where the people do not marry their daughters to anyone from outside. So what now?" Bablu replied, "I must first find out who this girl is." It turns out she is Chaudhary's second daughter, and her name is Dimpy. She was on her way to college, but her uncle stopped her and asked where she was going. She replied that she had finished her college project and was going to submit it. Her uncle told her, "Your sister has run away, and you're going to college? Get inside the house. Going to college is forbidden." Dimpy gets upset, and on her way back, her cousin Raju stops her and says, "Forget college and learn to cook. It's better so you can cook for us when we get married." She rejects his words because she doesn't love him, leaves him, and goes to her father, saying, "My uncle doesn't want me to go to college because he suspects I might run away like Renu." Chaudhary tells her, Renu didn't run away. Her lover tricked and seduced her. Dimpy tells him, "What happened with Renu could never happen to me. Trust me and let me go to college." He tells her, "We will talk about this later." Dimpy returns to her room upset and says, "What do I have to do with my sister who ran away? I want to go to college and learn to dance, and I don't want my father to choose a groom for me. To hell with my sister. She ran away, and I'm suffering because of her." The maid tells her, "They won't let you go to college until Renu returns." And those 3 young men in confinement surely know her location but don't want to talk. Dimpy says, "I will make them talk." Indeed, she goes to the barn and speaks to them from behind a window, asking about her sister's location. Bablu didn't know she was the girl he was smitten with, so he and his friends mock her. Dimpy tells them, "We must help each other, as we are both in trouble because of Renu and Rakesh. Try to find out their location so you can get out of here." Bablu agrees and tells her, "And I have a request for you, to find a girl I like in the village for me." Dimpy is surprised that a girl from the village loves Bablu, and tells him, "You will get the girl's family in trouble with this, because the people of the village do not marry outsiders." Bablu pays no attention to her words. Dimpy goes back to the maid and tells her, "Bablu has only been here for 2 days, and he's already in love with a girl and wants me to help him." By mistake, Dimpy drops a box that the maid was cleaning, which contained letters between Renu and Rakesh. She asks the maid to quickly gather the letters because one of them mentions that Dimpy watched a movie with Renu and Rakesh, which means she knew about their relationship. But Dimpy is terrified when one of the letters falls into the hands of her uncle, Babu. Babu orders the box to be searched, but the maid manages to throw the rest of the letters into the barn without anyone noticing. When they searched the box, they found nothing. Later, Bablu and his friends take the letters and read them. Bablu sees the letter mentioning that Dimpy watched a movie with them and that another time she took money from Renu to cover for them. Bablu starts provoking her with these letters, saying, "It seems you knew they were going to run away." Dimpy replies, "No, I didn't know." She begs him not to tell anyone and agrees to get information about the girl he likes. But she tells him, "If my father finds out that I'm standing and talking to you, he will kill me." Bablu tells her, "Forget your father and help me." Bablu begins to describe the girl he loves. After he finishes, he sits alone at night and tells his friends that he will sneak into Chaudhary's house to give the earring to the girl he was talking about, which will make it easy for her to identify the girl he likes. His friends tell him, "You're crazy, you'll get us into trouble." But he ignores their words and goes. He cuts the power to Chaudhary's house, then goes to Tiny and hits him on the head to get him out of the way. He finds Raju and his father sitting drunk, so he drinks a little of their alcohol and gets drunk like them. He stumbles into Dimpy's room, not seeing her clearly in the dark. She tells him, "What are you doing here, you crazy man? You'll get us killed." She hears her uncles calling for her, so she tells him, "Stay here and don't move until I come back." When she returned, she found Bablu taking a shower in her room. He tells her, "Sorry, I've been locked in the barn for days. I have to shower to be able to meet the girl I like." like. Dimpy orders him to leave. He gives her the earring and tells her, "Find her. I want to know her name within 24 hours." Then he leaves. Chaudhary almost saw him, but fortunately he couldn't due to the darkness. When Dimpy holds the earring, she discovers it is her own and that she is the girl he's looking for. She is shocked and cannot believe it. The next morning, Chaudhary's men take Bablu and his friends and set off. It turns out they found out Renu and Rakesh's location through the telephone company. They arrive at the address and are told they are on the 12th floor. Gantar takes his men and they go up to get them. Suddenly, Bablu disappears from among them and runs towards the 12th floor, trying to get there before Gantar and his men. He climbs the stairs at top speed, then goes up to the roof and jumps from the building to Rakesh and Renu's balcony. He meets them, and from their conversation, we discover that Bablu was indeed aware of their escape. He tells them what is happening and that Chaudhary's men are on their way. A few seconds later, Chaudhary's men knock on the door. Bablu, Renu, and Rakesh escape from their balcony to the neighbor's balcony. Then they climb down from the building and run to catch a bus. Jeets and Karan see them. Bablu gets on with them and tells them, "Don't be afraid, you're not doing anything wrong." He gives them money and says, "I will handle everything." He asks them, "Are you happy together?" They reply yes. So he says, "Then that's what's most important. Stick to your position and don't give up." Then he bids them farewell and returns to his place among his friends as if he hadn't moved. Meanwhile, Dimpy goes to the barn to get the letters, but she hears Chaudhary's men coming, so she runs to hide while the maid pretends to clean the place. The men leave and lock up Bablu and his friends again. Karan shouts at Bablu because he knew where Rakesh and Renu were all this time. He asks him, "Why did you lie to us and not tell us?" Bablu replies, "Because you would have confessed after the first slap. I don't care about Chaudhary and his gang. What I care about is my friend Rakesh being happy." They told him, "But we are also your friends and we are suffering because of Rakesh." Bablu said, "I know that, and when the time is right, I will get you out just like I got Rakesh out." Jeet said, "And why should we risk our lives for a girl you love?" Bablu said, "I am ready to die for her." His friends said, "This girl must have bewitched you." All this time, Dimpy was listening, shocked by the intensity of Bablu's love for her. After that, she found the letters and escaped. Dimpy goes to the maid and tells her what she heard, and that Bablu is the one helping Renu and Rakesh escape. But it turns out that Gantar was listening to them. He enters and asks her, "Which one of them were you talking about?" She refuses to speak, so he grabs her by the hair, brings the four of them out in front of her, and says, "Your father raised us, and you and your sister want to humiliate us. Speak, or we will kill them." He grabs the first one and asks her, "Is it him?" She says no. He grabs the second, and she says not him either. When they grabbed Bablu and lifted his head, Bablu realized that the girl he likes is Chaudhary's daughter. He saw the love of his life before him and understood that she was defending him, refusing to confess, and enduring beatings and insults for his sake. Gantar notices her silence and understands that Bablu is the one. He places her in front of him, and they look into each other's eyes. Bablu was happy with her. Chaudhary almost went mad. His men tie up Bablu and start beating him, asking him about Rakesh and Renu's location, but he was lost in thought about Dimpy. Chaudhary grabs him by the hair and says, "It seems you don't know me well. I am ready to kill Renu if she were in front of me." Bablu replies, "And have you thought about why she isn't in front of you?" Chaudhary says, "How much of a beating can you take for your friend?" Bablu says, "Whatever you do, you can't kill me, because I am the only one who knows where Rakesh and Renu are." So Chaudhary says, "I won't kill you, I will kill your friends." Bablu is shocked and fears for his friends, so he decides to say they are in the city of Delhi. The next morning, Chaudhary's men prepare to travel to Delhi, taking Bablu and his friends with them. Bablu keeps looking at Dimpy, and suddenly he tells her, "If you love someone, confess and tell the whole world, or a time will come when you will marry someone else." Chaudhary's men were about to hit him for his words, but Bablu tells Chaudhary, "In my opinion, we should take Dimpy with us, otherwise she might run away behind our backs." Raju gets angry at Bablu's words and wanted to hit him, but Chaudhary silences him. They get into the cars and start moving, but Chaudhary stops the car and agrees to let Dimpy come with them. The maid gives her a small statue to keep with her. After hours of travel, they arrive in Delhi. Kiki says to Bablu, "So, they will finally catch Rakesh and Renu, and we will be set free." Bablu tells him, "That's if they were in Delhi in the first place. I lied to them. Rakesh and Renu went to the Shimla district. I will make Chaudhary search for them all over India, and in in the end he won't find them, while we eat and sleep for free. Chaudhary arrives at the police station and meets the commissioner, who informs him that they have searched the entire district and haven't found them. Chaudhary gets angry, hits an officer, and tells the commissioner, "Search properly or I'll hit you like him." Bablu tells Chaudhary's brothers that Rakesh and Renu have surely gone to the temple to get married, so they go to the temple and search for them, but don't find them. Chaudhary keeps praying to find his daughter. Bablu takes Dimpi's hand and speaks with her privately, confessing his love. Tiny appears and says, "I'll tell Chaudhary that you're standing with Dimpi." Bablu hits him on the head and returns to Dimpi, who tells him, "You and I can't be together. Find another girl." Bablu tells her, "I get it. You won't love me because I'm not handsome." Dimpi says, "On the contrary, you are handsome and your height is good." Bablu says, "But my lips are ugly and no girl would agree to kiss me." She tells him, "No, surely your girlfriend would love to kiss you." He says, "Really? Then what are you waiting for?" And he begins to move closer to her. Chaudhary and his men walk in on them holding hands. Bablu tells Chaudhary, "You left your daughter alone and I was taking care of her." Chaudhary's men say there is no one here. So Bablu says, then they must have gone to the courthouse to get married. Raju tells Bablu, "Know your limits and stay out of Dimpi's business. She belongs to me." After that, they go to the courthouse but find nothing. They decide to rest and return to the hotel for the night. The next morning, they go to the train station and show their picture to people, but no one recognizes them. We notice that a group of thugs are watching Dimpi. Bablu comes to sit next to her and she says, "I told you we wouldn't be right for each other." Bablu tells her, "I don't like things that come easy, and I will make you my wife. I prepared our marriage contract when we were at the courthouse and signed it. Only your signature is left." Chaudhary's brother sees a girl who looks like Renu on a bus, so they all get in their cars, chase the bus, cut it off, and stop it. They make everyone get out, but it turns out Renu is not there. Chaudhary apologizes to everyone, but Bablu and Chaudhary suddenly stop, remembering they left Dimpi at the train station. Bablu runs back to the station but doesn't find her. It turns out the thugs have kidnapped Dimpi. Bablu leaves the station and searches for her in all the nearby streets. He was about to lose hope of finding her, but he finds her statue lying on the ground, so he knows the path they took. He arrives at an abandoned factory and sees the thugs trying to assault Dimpi. One of the thugs orders him to leave, so Bablu attacks them, starts hitting them, flies through the air, and strikes them all. However, it turns out their numbers are large and they overwhelm him, but none of this affects the hero Bablu. He grabs them, shakes them off, and smashes the place with them. Dimpi was surprised by his strength and that he was able to reach and save her. Chaudhary arrives, hugs her, and sees Bablu beating the thugs. He asks Dimpi if she was harmed. Raju told him, "What's it to you?" but the men calm him down. Chaudhary thanks Bablu and tells him, "Go and get some rest." In the evening, Dimpi stands with Bablu on the balcony and tells him, "I wasn't able to thank you for saving my life." Bablu tells her, "I didn't save your life because your life is still in danger. Have you ever refused your father's words or lived as you wanted?" The answer is surely no. Your family treats women like slaves. You must resist and refuse this treatment. We only live once, so let's live it happily. Be brave and confess your love for me to your father. She is shocked and doesn't know what to say. Bablu tells her, "Choose one of my two hands." She chooses and he takes her behind him on his motorcycle. They go out for the evening, sing, dance, and have a wonderful time. The next day, Chaudhary and his men travel to the Shimla district after learning from the police that Renu and Rakesh were staying in a house there. Chaudhary enters the house and finds it dirty and foul-smelling. He is surprised that his daughter would agree to live in such a place. He sees his daughter's shawl and learns from the homeowner that Renu and Rakesh had left because they didn't have money to pay for another night's rent. Chaudhary cries, and in the evening, he gets drunk and walks alone in the street. Bablu goes to him and calms him down. Chaudhary says, "My daughter runs away from my home to live in a place like this? From the day she was born, I decided to work day and night to save money and provide her with a decent life. I earned a lot of money and people's respect, and in the end, someone comes along for her to live a life like this without money or status, and all for the sake of love? You teenagers don't understand anything. I wish to see her married and happy, but in the end, I lost her and don't know where she is." Chaudhary cried, unable to control himself. Bablu is moved and thinks about his words. The next day, Bablu was talking with Dimpi, who tells him, "At first, I wished for Renu and Rakesh to be caught, but then I realized that everyone has the right to do what they want, and I too have the right to do what I want." Dimpi confesses her love for him for the first time, but she says, "Forgive me, I won't be able to confess to my father." Suddenly, Chaudhary freezes in place because he saw Renu getting on a bus. He runs after the bus, shouting shouting at the driver to stop. Indeed, the bus stops, and when Renu sees her father, she can't move. Rakesh takes her to escape, but Chaudhary's men surround them from all directions, catch Rakesh and beat him. Bablu intervenes, pushes them away, and stands up to defend his friend, begging Chaudhary for mercy. But Chaudhary pushes him aside and slaps Rakesh. Dimpy intervenes and asks him not to hit him. Then Renu shouts at her father, "Why don't I have the right to choose whom I love? Why are you chasing us as if we are fugitives from a crime?" Chaudhary tells her, "I am searching for you from city to city to check on you and make sure you are okay. Forgive me for doing all this for you." Gantar tells Renu, "Apologize to your father and say you were wrong." But Renu refuses. Gantar throws them to the ground to kill them and prevents his men from letting Bablu intervene. Uncle Bablu pulls out his gun to kill them, and Chaudhary turns his face so as not to see his daughter die. But Renu shouts, telling her father, "I'm pregnant." Chaudhary says, "Leave them for the sake of what is in her womb." Then he tells his daughter, "You are dead to me." Chaudhary speaks with Bablu and tells him, "I am sorry for what we did to you. It turns out you are a good young man, and I have no enmity with you. If you have time, come and attend Dimpy's wedding to Raju." Bablu is shocked and saddened. After that, Chaudhary's men leave, letting Bablu and his friends go. Raju tells Bablu, "If it weren't for Chaudhary, I would have killed you." Bablu and Dimpy look at each other, knowing it is a look of farewell. Bablu remembers the beautiful days he spent with her. Rakesh and Renu try to console him. Dimpy keeps thinking about Bablu all the time and was not happy about marrying Raju. Chaudhary sends wedding invitations to Jeets and Karan. Dimpy takes out the marriage contract that Bablu had brought, holds the paper, and cries. Bablu's friends ask, "Will you be able to live without her?" He replies, "No." They tell him, "Then you must kidnap her." Bablu agrees to the idea and heads to Chaudhary's house. On the night of Dimpy and Raju's wedding, Dimpy was crying because she didn't want Raju. She tells the maid, "I thought I would be safe in my husband's house, but today I feel scared. When Bablu left me, I understood why Renu ran away with Rakesh. My father killed Renu's freedom before when he wanted to force her to marry, and today he wants to kill my freedom." Chaudhary was standing and heard everything. He understood then that she loves Bablu and became afraid of losing his second daughter and having his reputation ruined again. He goes out to look for Bablu and indeed finds him entering the party with his friends. Chaudhary's brothers welcome him well. Chaudhary sees Dimpy's joy when she saw Bablu, and he worries even more, fearing they will run away together. Dimpy tells the maid, "Now I feel safe because Bablu is here." Chaudhary looks for Bablu everywhere, and when he finds him, he says, "Where are you going? Come, I want you to stay by my side throughout the party." He sits him down next to him and says, "Don't move." He keeps talking to him about any topic to waste time so the party can end peacefully and Dimpy can leave with her groom. Bablu understands that Chaudhary knows that he and his daughter love each other. Chaudhary's wife comes and tells her husband, "Go on, change your clothes and greet the guests." Chaudhary didn't want to leave Bablu, so she tells him, "I will keep Bablu sitting here and he won't go anywhere." Chaudhary is forced to go. He quickly changes his clothes to return to Bablu, but is shocked when he doesn't find Bablu in his place. He imagines they have run away together. Bablu had indeed intended to run away with her, but he changed his mind and told Dimpy, "Your father found out about my love for you." Chaudhary searches for his daughter everywhere and calms down when he finds her sitting in her place. She tells him, "What's wrong? Why are you so scared? Thank you for taking care of me all these years." She bends down to kiss his foot. He is moved and goes to speak with Bablu, saying, "Be honest with me and tell me, why did you come here? You came to run away with my second daughter, didn't you?" Bablu told him, "When Renu ran away, I put myself in your shoes, and then I understood the feeling of a father whose daughter left him. Today, you want to marry off your daughter without any problems, and I want to stop this marriage. You want to save your honor, and I want to save the love of my life. You are surely the person who loves Dimpy the most, but if someone came in second place, it would be me. I did indeed come to run away with her, but I changed my mind." He takes his friends and they leave the party. His friends ask him why he changed his mind, and he says, "Because a father's decision is always the right one, and I don't want him to be heartbroken over his second daughter." Suddenly, Raju arrives at the party with his men and tells Bablu, "Where are you going? This time you won't leave here alive." He orders his men to beat Bablu and holds his friends so no one can intervene. Bablu was taking the blows from them and not defending himself. himself. Raju grabs him, continues to beat and kick him, rips his clothes, and tells him, "After I'm done with you, I'm going inside to play the bride and groom game with Dimpy." Here, Bablu gets angry at these words and delivers a blow to Raju that sends him flying, then hits him again, breaking the refrigerator with him. Raju gets angry and takes off his jacket, but Bablu grabs him, teaches him a harsh lesson, throws him on the car, and leaves him lying on the ground. He grabs an iron bar and was about to kill him, but he holds back. Chaudhary sees what happened. As Bablu was leaving, Chaudhary stops him and says, "What's so special about you that Dimpy loves you? And why did I leave the party and stand with you?" Bablu said, "I won't take away your right to choose your daughter's groom. I'll let you choose Raju, but if Raju bothers her in any way, I will come and kill him." Chaudhary said, "Save those words, because I have chosen you as my daughter's groom. Go, take her and marry her." Bablu can't believe it and goes to hug her. Chaudhary tells his brothers, "What matters to me is my daughter's happiness." True, Bablu is from outside the village, but he is a good young man and deserves her. Bablu asks Chaudhary to forgive Renu and Rakesh, and Chaudhary simply agrees. They sit around joking and laughing. In the end, don't forget to show your support by liking the video and subscribing to the channel. By the way, there are many videos on the channel that you will like, and if you don't find your favorite films, write the name of any film you love in a comment. Goodbye, my friend.